Hi, fifth graders. So this week we've been talking about dividing decimals. Up until today we've been dividing decimals and whole numbers. Today we're going to start dividing decimals by decimals. So let's look at our first section, our build it section. How many groups of 8/10 are there in 2 and 4/10? So what we're doing is finding 2 and 4/10 divided by 8/10. So we have a model that shows 2 and 4/10. Number 2 says, since you are dividing by tenths, replace both of the wholes with tenths. Each whole equals how many tenths? So one whole equals 10/10. How many tenths do you have all together when replacing the two wholes with tenths? So we have 10 and 10, which makes 20, plus 4 is 24/10. Step 3, separate the tenths into groups of 8/10 to show dividing by 8/10. How many groups will you have? So this is where I'm going to draw. So I have 24/10, so I'm going to draw 24 lines. So I'm going to draw them in groups of 8. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8/10. I'm going to draw another group. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's another 8/10. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And that's another 8/10. So when we separate the tenths into groups of 8, we'll have 1, 2, 3 groups. Do we have any left over? No, we don't have any left over. And we already drew our result at the side. So that means that 2 and 4/10 divided by 8/10 equals 3. And we can use multiplication to check our answer. 8/10 times 3 equals 2 and 4/10. So we'll go to the try it section real quick. How many groups of 6/100 are in 3/10? Which means we're finding 3/10 divided by 6/100. So our decimal model here shows 3/10. How many hundredths are there in 3/10? Well, in 1/10, there's 10. So in 3, that means there's 10, 20, 30/10. Separate these hundredths into groups of 6/100 and draw the equal groups. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other problem, and I'm going to draw them in groups of 6 until I get to 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 6. Now I know that I drew them as tenths, and I should have drawn them as hundredths, but it's a little bit easier to see them if I draw them as lines. So we have 6 groups. We don't have any left over. So that means that 3/10 divided by 6/100 equals 6. So you have a couple of pages of practice to do. If you have any questions, please let me know. Your other practice pages are also on Canvas. If you have any questions, please send me an email. I am available to help. So is Miss Sally and Miss Celeste, and we are all here for you. Please let us know if you have any questions. Have a great day, fifth graders.